What's up? It's your boy
Magical Trevor,
and today we're going to be looking at the MJX 10210. So let's not look at a boring cardboard box, let's have a look at probably the back of the box for you. There we go, some nice box art. Standard MJX, decent box art. MJX been pretty good so far. Kind of taking points from other RC manufacturers and doing a pretty good budget version of them. So without further ado, let's see what's inside this box. Booyah! This is what we've got inside the box. Okay, let's take out some of these extra side parts. Oh, right, so I'm not going to spoil the reveal of the card just yet. Sounds interesting. Not really sure if it sounds expensive, but let's see what's in here. What we've got. Right, so we've got some rod ends. Looks like some tops for your shocks. Little servo wheel possibly. So yeah, some spare parts. Little wheelie bar for you. So sticky pads, possibly for ESCs, those kind of things. Screwdriver. A little hex key there. And some Allen keys. That's your fill there. Looking at the extremely well packaged controller. I think this is going to be, yeah, looks like a standard MJX controller in the bag here. Pop that there for you. So I believe that, yeah, switch for any kind of lights, reversals for the steering and your throttle, your normal sort of steering dual rate, throttle dual rate, and what else we got? Yep, steering trim and throttle trim and your power switch. We'll need 4 AA's up in there, but yep, standard MJX controller, pretty decent to be honest. I did have an issue with, obviously, if you've seen the Polo video, I won't labour that point, but yeah, decent remote. Manual. I do like this. I think a few styling cues from your sort of Arma stuff, but this looks pretty solid. I've never ever taken the body shell off this. It looks very similar to the X-Max kind of body system here. Oh.
A few moments later.
There we are. So as opposed to the other MJX stuff, we're kind of sliding it in that way and down. Obviously going to get some lights on here. So we'll get this off just now. First off, we'll have a look at the body shell. The usual sort of, it seems obviously quite flimsy on the side, but you've got a very, very rigid sort of roll cage inside. That is going to take obviously a lot of bumps and a lot of punishment. And this seems to be incorporated on the inside as well. Big hefty spoiler on it. I actually do like that kind of classic Ford look on the front, which is quite sweet. I do like that, and I quite like the bronzy colour scheme as well. So yeah, for me, yeah, some sort of stickers there covering your windows and whatnot, and some stickers on the back. Looks like we've got some like a light bar at the rear, and obviously lights at the front. So we'll have a wee look at those later. But yeah, all looking good inside. Very, very robust. I think obviously we'll need a bit of give when we're going to be sending this. some good skid rails on the top as well, because I think the body shell's probably going to take a bit of a hammering when, you know, we will be taking it to a skate park. Now underneath, this is where it looks very, very solid. So I have read online that this is potentially between 2 and a 4S. I believe that might be 150 amp ESC. Speaking of which, it's 120 amp ESC on here. Just double check the specs on the motor. Right, so it's a 2500 kV motor up in here. A full metal drive shaft in the middle, running to your 2 diffs front and rear. It sounds very smooth, but I'm not too sure if they are metal diffs front and rear. You'll see here we've got a front sway bar, full metal shocks, oil filled, some big sort of metal arms. Well, we've got your metal drive shafts here going out to, okay, so we've got some like plastic drive cups and whatnot up there. Adjustable, I think we've got an adjustable toe on these and an adjustable camber. Front sway bar. Nice and flexible bumpers, I'm sure they will take a pound in. You can adjust your shocks front and rear. And it's pretty much the same setup at the back, rear sway bar, full metal drivetrain there. And doesn't feel, it feels quite loose. I'm not too sure what the diff oil is up in here, but they do feel kind of loose, so I'm not going to lie. Nice big strut bar in the middle here, big strut brace. We've got a 35 kg servo, and you're running some XT30s, I think they are. You see? Oh, sorry, XT60. Running some XT60s here. And also, what I've noticed, after we flip it over, it is a full plastic body under here. We've got a wee bit of reinforcement here, and also some reinforcements on your lower arms front and rear. So they should hopefully stand up to a little bit of a beating. And also, before I got distracted by the underside, we can hook up the Angry Snail ESC through Bluetooth. So I'm going to have a little play about with that and see if I can clatter about with it. I will show you later on in this video. But so far, that's some nice suspension. It is looking pretty good for what you're paying for it. We potentially be paying a couple £100 more for either a Traxxas or an Arma, which is 1/10 like this one, and again very similar styling. So before I finish up this part, you will need to get your own 2S or 3S battery with an XT60 connector, or if you have one of those little adapters at home, you can use those as well. But yeah, pretty much 98% ready to run. Just need your batteries for your remote and the battery for your car. Right then, let's go and have a play about with the Bluetooth. So you'll maybe hear that this is quite a noisy little fan up in here. Now I'll kind of switch to a little different camera for you, just give you a wee sort of scope of the body. As I've got, I think I said we've got a wee 2S battery in there just now. The reason why I've switched to this different camera is I would like to show you what else can be done with this. So we'll try and get that in here. So this is showing you like your output of your motor. However, you will get, can I get that in focus for you, some running modes, drag brake, cut off voltage, throttle rate punch, max brake force, max reverse force. So you kind of got quite a little nice programmable ESC all through your phone, maybe through Bluetooth. And I normally film on my phone, so this is why I'm doing a wee switcheroo. And you can see my phone going along with this. So what I'll try and do is I'll pop that one here. Well, I'll pop that down there. We've got the car up on a stand. So that's kind of showing like your output and your real-time pretty much data on the car, which is pretty sick. What I don't like, however, is this. So I pop you there. Yay. That's palatable. That's quite cool. Awful. Nice. Terrible. Nice. And back to awful. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that little party trick that it's got there. I think you do get them with your other MJX stuff as well, but quite a nice little touch that. I think this is now pretty much ready to get out. And we're going to chuck the 2S in it. We'll give it a wee bash with the 3S. And we may have a little side-by-side comparison with another 2S monster truck kind of style truck car. Let's go. Hear me now. The thing goes. So we're back up at the skate park and the pump track. For a little bit of context, the Bigfoot 4x4 isn't the Traxxas X Max version. However, if you feel generous, you want me to have a look at that for you, hit me up. But the Traxxas Bigfoot 4x4 is 2S powered. I have got a 13-tooth pinion in there. Go and check out my last video on the full review on that, and you'll get a good skinny on it. But at the moment, I'm going to be running the MJX on 2S, whilst we're going up against that Bigfoot. So it is a little bit of a fairer comparison, and rather than me keep waffling at you, we'll just get cracking on with some RC stuff. Here. Bruh. So first I'll look at these side by side. I think you can clearly see that the MJX has certainly got a wider track than the Traxxas. Slightly smaller wheels, so it might make for a bit of probably quicker wheel speed. I think the Bigfoot may be a little bit sort of top heavy, a little bit clown carry compared to that lower, sleeker MJX, which I have to say, it is growing on me, that body. Still not too sure about the Christmas light show that you get on them. Obviously I'm still a sucker for a Bigfoot, but it should be interesting to see that, the speed comparison, and then how they get on at the skate park, which I'll be extremely careful with, because I really don't want to scratch up that body on either, really. So there will be a 2S comparison, and then we'll have a bit crack with the MJX on a 3S. So I'll do a little side-by-side speed comparison. So this is 2S. I don't have my little speedometer thing with me, so I can't tell you how fast this is actually going to be. But let's have a wee look and see if the essence of speed is caught on camera with the MJX. So here we go, 3, 2, 1. Folks, that is not overly shabby on a 2S motor. Let's see what the Traxxas can do. Right, so as I said earlier, the Traxxas does have that slightly bigger pinion in it. Same 2S battery. I'm not too sure of the milliamps, but let's see what the Traxxas can do. Whoa, can you give its front wheels down? Right. I'm going to have to play that footage back, because, I don't know, I think the Traxxas has definitely got a bit more punch off the line, but I'm really not too sure about that top end. But still halfway decent for some 2S speed going on. Yeah, so we've done that little sort of side-by-side comparison, so let's go and have a wee shot at yon skate park. So, as you've seen from my last video, I think this may be the first time I've had it at the skate park since I've put that 13-tooth pinion in. And it is kind of eating this up. I do also recall that I may have some different shocks in the back. However, going from doing my last few videos, 3Ss, 4Ss, 6Ss, this is possibly, it seems a little bit tame. However, I have still got a smile on my face, not gonna lie to you. So yeah, eating up those bumps, and that suspension, see I've stiffened that up a little bit. And yeah, does seem to make a bit of a difference. Going to cock its back leg a wee bit. Still, I'm not going to say it that what I've not done yet, but well, this is just eating it up. It's good. But as you know, we do get quite the premium on Traxxas goods. So this is a little bit more expensive than probably like your run-of-the-mill stuff also. Yeah, way more expensive than the MJX. And you know what, probably you're just paying for the aesthetics of it. That awesome sort of 90s style Bigfoot body style, late 80s, early 90s F-150. I digress. But now with the 2S, I am not too sure if this thing has got the wheel speed to backflip, but yeah, the MJX is kind of a stunt truck, so let's go and see if we can't backflip this thing. Hey! Right, so way off in the distance there, we've got that Bigfoot. I am going to try and land it on some lovely grass here. The weather is stunning. There you go. As always in Scotland, this is the first chance I've had to film for I don't know how long. But let's see if we can get this thing over. Absolutely not. So even with that bigger pinion in there, it just doesn't have the wheel speed and the punch on a 2S. But it has taken it well. I've landed it on the grass because I'm not a complete savage. And it lives to fight another day, which is always good for your RC cars, isn't it? So, yeah, still a heck of a lot of fun at the skate park. This is only a 2S capable ESC that I've got in there just now. So, like with the MJX being both 2S and 3S capable, that's a point for the MJX. See to see if it's going to backflip. Right folks, here we go. Ooh. Right, straight away I can tell you that this is a little heavy boy and way heavier than the Bigfoot, and it absolutely loves putting those blue lights on. So let's get a shot of those now, straighten everything up. Right, yeah, this is seems just be a bit more planted. Now obviously I have planted about with the suspension on that Bigfoot. Now it could be because that it could be because they are not scrubbed in yet, but a bit more slidier tyres. But this thing handles like it's got a flipping gyro. This is quality. Yeah, it doesn't seem to have the same sort of punch as what the Bigfoot has, but man, I don't think it really needs it. Just look at it. It was just clearing. It's clearing this sort of kicker so much easier than what the Bigfoot is, which is awesome. And the way it's sliding about, oh, I can't maybe not be able to drift it, or I probably could with some practice. I also noticed when I had this out the box, it's got slightly thicker springs on the back than on the front. Now, MJX and Infinite Wisdom, more than mine. I've probably done that for a reason. A bit more rebound if you're coming off the jumps, but this thing is ripping for a 2S. This is brilliant. Oh, it's so good. But I think I might have even said it on the Bigfoot clip, to be honest. I think the MJX was going to win this hands down, and I wasn't wrong. This thing just wants to go, and as you'll have seen from previous videos with me and Vapor RC, I have actually tightened up the wheel nuts on this thing. And it's made a difference because the wheels aren't falling off, aren't they? But geez, man, this is brilliant. It's a bit like a cat, it just wants to keep landing on its wheels. Not that cats have wheels, but this is just, oh, so good. And do you know what? I might sound a little bit maybe like spoiled kiddish, I don't know, but I'm not really too fussed if I was to scratch this body, because I'm not paying like nearly 100 quid for it, and I wish those flaming lights would go off. Not paying nearly 100 quid for the body, so if I was to bend it or break it, yeah, I would just run into the ground and it wouldn't cost me a fortune for the other bodies. So yeah, maybe a liable to be a wee bit more reckless for this and maybe want to chuck it about a bit more. But yeah, man, what a little 2S ripper this thing is. So all is fair in love and Robot Wars, so let's tee this thing up and we'll see if we can backflip it. Nope, it's not going to flip on 2S. That might be a bit of a different story on the 3S. And I hope my mic's working. Oh. Ah, that's far away. Right, I'll give this another whip. Nope. Definitely not a backflipper on 2S. Loves a little light show though. So, oh, looks like it is waterproof, which is a good thing. But man, this is such good fun on 2S. I may just have to disconnect the... What? Why do you want to do a light show? I don't want a light show. You're entertaining enough without those lights as it is. It's your boy, Hobbyking. So I have got my Hobbyking Carnegie battery here. I'm going to drop a link in the comments if you want to save yourself a little bit of dosh, some Skrilla, some bunts, pounds, euro, whatever you want to save. You're going to save 5% of them on these. These are a cracking company. Big up to my first ever sponsor. So this is what I'm going to be running the 3S on. Get yourself one of these using the link in the description on this video and just go have a good time. Bruh! So before I get into a war with the body, that is my Hobbyking battery up in there. And I have to say, although it doesn't have like an inside cover like the MJX Rally did, the inside is surprisingly clean. Damage report from 2S, absolutely none. As you can see, I had a little crack at a backflip, but I wanted to do it over some grass because I didn't want to smash everything up. Body shell is looking good, but I'm not too sure if I've got any water up in here, because I've got a wee bit of issue with those lights. They just don't want to stay off. But you know what, can't really grumble too much if that's the only thing I can complain about it. Yeah, even before I've gone 3S, I'll tell you straight, looking for a 2S monster truck and you're not too fussed if you want a licensed body or not, I really can't see past this thing. This rips on 2S, and I'm looking forward to seeing how little the front wheels get used on 3S. Enough waffle, let's go and get this around the skate park. Right, 3S time, here we go. This is fully up on the jewellery, on the throttle, so I'm hoping it is just gonna... Sweet Jesus, oh whoa. Without, straight away. What? This thing, what the heck? Yeah, this thing. So, as you can see, a little bit of 3S has woken this thing up. And I don't think, I'm going to have to worry if this may be a backflip or not, and I'm glad that I put that wheelie bar on. What the fun. Anywho, Jeebus. Anywho, right, yeah. So, always. Right, so, yes, as you can see, what a difference in using, or what a difference is between 2S and 3S. This is ridiculous, man. Jesus. And let's say it's still want to be like a cat, doesn't it? Look, it just wants to land on its wheels. I'll say that now and I'll probably bin it. There we go. On cue. Can I write it though on 3S? Nope, but you'll see that those tyres are ballooning. Whoa, why did I do that? That was me too busy paying attention to other things. Like, I don't know what I was paying attention to, but I wasn't, obviously, the MJX, and I've spanned it off a lamppost, because that's what you do. But there you go, that just sort of shows you the absolute crazy difference between 2S and 3S. So, if, like me, you're a big kid, spoil yourself with a 3S, but if you've got the children, maybe let them go on 2S, or turn that throttle jewellery right down, because this thing is an animal and I can't keep it on its wheels. Now, I'm not a betting man, but I think this thing might be able to backflip on 3S. So let's go and find out. Right, here we go. Absolute in its stride. Wow. Okay. I'm going to try and be a bit of a silly goose. And I hope I caught that. I'm going to take a little step back. I can see, I'm not too sure if you can on the camera. And what we'll do... Whoop. No, I'll goose that. So yeah, let's go for another one. Hopefully catch this on camera for you. Slow in, fast out. Absolute walk in the park. Cheesy Peepersons. What am I even... What? Anyway. Can we get a little bit of a front flip out of this thing? Let's have a look. We absolutely can. And with a plumb. That's ridiculous. Now, like I said before, I haven't quite broached AS yet. I have gone 6S. I'll tell you what, this thing, man. Even just on 3S, what an absolute unit. You know what? Also, that's what I'm going to say. Like any good YouTuber who has a car smash into his feet, if this will put a smile on your, or if your motor puts a smile on your face, you want to watch. And you can hear from my child like giggling and me just doing stupid things like that. I'm having an absolute blast with this thing. Right. Let's hope that. Yep, all good. Oh, yeah, so mind that time when I said it's like a cat? I think that's more to do with the driver being a complete moron. And it's just got the wheel speed for that air control is just awesome. Like I was showing you before, I think these are slightly smaller wheels than what are on the Bigfoot. But it is front flipping, it is back flipping. I'm rolling this thing over. And it's just absolutely taking the hammer in. I'll be interested to see the damage report when we get back. Oh, nice little pirouette there. And yeah, this thing is weapons grade good, man. I just want to get to the bit where I do some footage for you and stop talking. So I'm going to do that now. So why ruin a good day, you may ask? Yeah, so I'm going to go for a little transfer in between these two bowls. I think it will be more than capable, but hey, what is RC reviewing if you're not smashing up what you say is just awesome? Hey, if that's sarcasm, please don't go out and smash up whatever it is you're using, folks. It's just going to cost you money, but I do these things so you don't have to, and I have to pay for it. Hey, right, so enough waffle, let's get it on. Yep, and like I thought, that has not liked that. Okay, so thankfully it was just the shell that had come off, so let's go for it again, but we'll get a bit more of a run up. Yeah, that didn't really go out as planned, did it? So let's go again. Just got to try and get a decent transfer. And I suppose that's kind of real world testing, isn't it? When Right, so I'm not getting the wheel speed on that I want, which is a bit strange because that was back flipping no problem before. Okay, last attempt, and then yeah, that is last attempt because for whatever reason that has not panned out the way I wanted to, as you can see. But MJX, they know how to put together a car, and this one is no exception. But I really don't want to smash up that body shell. But I do really want to do that transfer. So I'm going to try it from the other side. I have unceremoniously pulled myself up there. Boom. I think that's enough. I don't really have to do a big backflip, but that was going to highlight a point I had forgotten about, which is I think the shocks could be doing with a little bit thicker oil in them. But I get a bit of chassis slap out of it. I almost took my head off there. So just get some decent other shots. Well, let me know in the comments if it's my driving that is preventing the backflip. Let's see. Oh, I just got hit in the face with mud. Lovely. Right, that is enough backflipping. But I can tell you that this thing, without using expletives, is really, really good. So we'll head back to the ranch, we'll get these cleaned off, and I will give you damage report and my final thoughts on what is. Oh man, I haven't had this much fun with an RC car for a long time. But yeah, let's not ruin the ending, shall we? See you back in the gaff.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
crack, posing in a gasoline dream. Yeah, she winks, baby, we're the chosen few. While the sky goes brown on blue, kiss her ring, taste the aftershave of truth. Buzzers on the billboard, selling me my own decay. Sing it like a love song, die a little, buy a little fade. I keep laughing in the wrong key.
And we're back, all cleaned up. Time to have a wee look and see what damage has been caused to the MJX. So front end, a little sticker come off there, nothing too major, but as you can see, I did go a little bit silly goose at the end. A wee bit of crushing on the top, but it hasn't broken the shell, hasn't split the transfer. Certainly the decals on top have taken a hammer in. The roof rails, which is what they're there for, took the brunt of that. The spoiler got a little bit raggedy as it was taking some stupid bumps, as you saw it was doing at the end there. Nothing wrong with the inside of it. Roll cage is all good. Electrical connector, all good. So this has stood up very, very well. No major cracks, no major dents. This is just a wee bit of glue, well, not glue, but black tack from my little camera. But this has just been unreal. So very, very chuffed with the end result there. Let's have a look under that shell. Here we are. Nothing to report, to be honest. Everything in good working order. I gave it a little bit of a clean, not a great clean, but just enough to get the muck off. But nothing is bent, nothing's buckled. Genuinely, I'm surprised because of the abuse that it was given at the end when I just went a bit OTT with it. Flipping it over. Yeah, as you can see, the metal front plate there has taken a pound in. Metal back plate as well, that has done, but no major damage to any lower arms or anything that is going to stop this from driving. Unbelievable. I can't believe it that it's actually taken such a hammering and it was still raring to go. So top marks for that one, MJX. And that's your lot for another very, very fun video for me to film. Final thoughts. You know what, if you like your fully licensed stuff, yeah, Traxxas all the way. That just looks brilliant. I absolutely love the Bigfoot bodies and any kind of licensed body. Even MJX with their Volkswagen Polo licensed body is quality. Other than the looks, this is just unbelievable. Possibly, I know it's early doors in 2026, but this one so far is my absolute favourite. What an absolute blast it was to use it. It took an absolute hammering, as you saw. I got stupid at the end, started doing big sends with it, and this was just like, it's fine, no problem. Took it all in its stride. If you haven't yet gone for like a 1/10 like monster truck, sort of truggy style RC cart, and you're in the market for it, I can't see much better than this. You've got the 2S and 3S, but I believe that there is a 4S version of this that's out. That would probably be a handful and may have to have a wee try that one at some point. But yeah, if you are in the market for something and you've got a little bit of budget to use and you can't afford one of these, even if you could, go with one of these. You will not be disappointed. It has been absolutely brilliant. I think it was fantastic out of the box. I know other YouTubers will go and they will tune and they will do what they want to do, but I thought just straight off the bat, this thing was superb. and I was absolutely hee-hawing, laughing when I was using it. So yeah, absolute top marks for MJX for this one. And that's it from me and for another video. If you like what you've seen, hit me up, give me a like, hit that subscribe button. If you don't agree with anything I've said in the video, then please give me a wee comment. And if you like it, yeah, leave a comment as well. And that is that. I will see you in the next video. Take care. And that is that. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye for now.